What if I told you there's a technique that separates bedroom DJs from festival headliners? Armin van Buuren, David Guetta, Carl Cox, they use it in almost every single set, and your ears already know what I'm talking about. But by the end of this video, you'll know the trick to performing professional, seamless sounding transitions. We've all been there, mid-DJ set, dance floors packed, you nail the transition beat for beat, but when you bring up the fader, it's like nails on a chalkboard. The energy falls flat, the dancing stops, and you lose the crowd to their phones. So what went wrong? Are your headphones broken? How can you win back the crowd and fix the mix? The answer is harmonic mixing. In this video, we'll break down exactly how it all works, as well as the visual system that pros use to map perfect transitions, plus a cheat sheet to help you remember it all and get creative with your mixes. Let's start with the basics. What exactly is harmonic mixing? Well, it's about choosing tracks that complement each other musically. While it is important that we're matching those beats, we also want to match the keys of the songs that we mix. Here is an octave, 12 notes on a piano. Some notes sound good together, and some notes do not. Depending on what key a song is in, it will use a different combination of notes that sound good together called a scale. If two songs are in the same key, they'll contain the same collection of notes and will sound good together. But what about songs that aren't in the same key? Well, put simply, different musical keys will share more or less of the same notes. The more notes they share, the better they sound. Conversely, too many incompatible notes, it becomes like a recipe with too many of the wrong ingredients. The songs clash and things start to taste and sound sour. There's plenty of music theory behind this, but as DJs, all we really need to know is, given a song in a particular key, which keys will work with that song and which keys won't. So for that, let's talk about Camelot Notation. You've no doubt seen it before in Rekordbox, Serato, DJ.Studio, or just looking up a song online. Something like 2A or 5B, there's a number between 1 and 12 followed by a letter, A or B. Each number and letter corresponds to a musical key. If the notation ends in A, the song is in a minor key, which often sounds dramatic or emotional. If it ends in B, the song is in a major key, which tends to feel brighter and more anthemic. Mixing between two songs with the same Camelot notation means that they will have the same key and so share all the same notes, making the transition sound harmonious and smooth. Moving up or down by one number will share most of the same notes and be harmonically compatible. But the further that we move away, the fewer notes that those keys are going to have in common, and the more likely it is that they'll clash. Moving up a number generally lifts the energy in a transition, and conversely, moving down a number sometimes causes a drop of energy in the mix. This does depend though a lot on your choice of song, and keep watching if you want to learn more creative ways of using harmonic mixing to influence the feel of your mix. Still with me? Great. Rewatch that part if you need to, but hurry back because we're about to unlock the real power of mixing in key. Notation is one thing, but the Camelot Wheel is where it all starts to make visual sense. Made up of two rings, an inner ring with the notation 1A to 12A, those are the minor keys, and an outer ring with the notation 1 to 12B, are major keys. Visually navigating the Camelot Wheel is simple but powerful. Let's choose an example song in 3A. Transitioning to the next song, we can choose one that's also 3A. Staying in the same key, that's called a perfect mix. We can move clockwise within the inner ring up by one number, transitioning from 3A to 4A. Otherwise, we can move anti-clockwise around the inner ring still, down by one number from 3A to 2A. The rules for the outer ring are the same. Given a song, say in 9B, transitioning to the next song, we can stay in 9B, or we can move clockwise up by one number to 10B, or anti-clockwise down to 8B. But here's the trick. We can also move back and forth between the outer and inner ring by staying on the same number, but switching A and B, or vice versa. This performs a scale change between relative major and minor keys that share many of the same notes. From our song here in 9B, we can transition to a song in 9A. From our earlier song in 3A, we could transition into a song in 3B. It's like moves on a chessboard. With these rules and techniques, we can visually navigate the Camelot wheel and practice harmonic mixing. Keep watching because we'll recap all of these as well as tell you how to get your hands on a cheat sheet to make this process even easier. But next up, let me show you how I use this exact method to plan my playlists and transitions with total confidence. Let's look at an example playlist. The first song is in 12A, so here are our choices for the second song. Let's move up by one number where the circle loops back around to 1A. From our song in 1A, these become our choices for the third song. Let's do a scale change from 1A to 1B. Now these are our options for the fourth song, so let's move up by one number again around the outer circle to 2B. From here, these become our options for the fifth song, so let's do a scale change again, moving back to the inner circle at 2A. Finally, for our sixth song, we could stay at 2A, or let's move down by one counterclockwise to 1A. Repeating this process, we're quickly and confidently able to narrow down our choices for the songs we want to mix next based on the keys that are going to be most compatible. How you move around the Camelot wheel, how many songs you play in the same key before you move up or down or from major to minor, that's entirely up to you. And in fact, leave a comment below and let us know how you structure your mixes when it comes to mixing in key. Do you mostly try and stay in the one key? Do you jump around? Or maybe you use some of the other harmonic mixing techniques which we're going to talk about next. We've talked about harmonic mixing and how Camelot Notation helps us identify songs with the most compatible musical keys. But there's no hard and fast rules of DJing, so let's check out some of the more experimental and unconventional key transitions. First, there's the energy boost, which works by moving 2 steps up clockwise around the inner or outer ring of the Camelot wheel. For example, moving from 3A, skipping past 4A to 5A. This transition shifts the musical key 2 notes higher, and although it can sound like they clash, depending on the songs, often the result is an exciting lift in energy. Harmonic mixing can also be used for a deliberately dramatic effect. The Jaws mix is named after the Jaws theme tune with its tense, unsettling 2-note riff. In a transition, mixing from one song, for example 12A, to another song that's 5 steps down anti-clockwise around the Camelot wheel, in this case 7A. It results in 2 songs with musical keys offset by 1 note. It's an intentional clash and you'll want to avoid overlapping melodic elements during this transition. However, if done right, it can be a dramatic and creative twist to shake up your mix. To switch things up even further, you can really get the audience's attention with a mood shifter transition. This combines a change from major to minor or vice versa with 3 steps clockwise around the wheel. Let's start at 12A again, for example. We would then change to 12B and then move clockwise up by 3 to 3B. The result is a transition between 2 songs that are harmonic opposites. They share none of the same chords. Now, like the Jaws mix, you'll want to structure your transition accordingly, avoiding melodic synths and vocals and instead mixing drums or into a breakdown to space those melodic elements apart. But you can think of it almost like resetting the blueprint of your harmonic mix, completely switching things up and changing out the mood of your set. Between the fundamental techniques of navigating the Camelot wheel, plus the more creative and advanced key transitions, there's a lot to remember. So we've included an easy to follow cheat sheet that you can use together with the Camelot wheel to easily remember, given a song in any key, all the different types of transitions that you can perform mixing from one song to the next. So that's harmonic mixing, from matching keys to navigating the Camelot wheel and even bending the rules a little bit with dramatic creative transitions. If you found this video helpful, then give it a like so we know to make more just like it. And make sure you subscribe as well so that you don't miss them. Want to see how DJ.Studio can take this even further, like automatically organizing your playlists with Harmonize or instantly solving key clashes with the Solve feature? Click the video up the top or check the link in the description. So why not watch one of them next and I'll meet you there. My name's Midtown Jack and I'll see you next time.